Okay, so now let's return to our syphilis example. Remember, we're talking about syphilis in rural Tanzania, especially amongst pregnant women, and we want to reduce the adverse effects due to syphilis in pregnant women. And we are looking at three different policy options. Status quo, which is basically doing nothing, screen and treat, and then treat all. But now we're going to talk about which option we should choose. And one way to help determine that is for us to do some sensitivity analyses. So remember that a lot of our inputs are really estimates. And we really want to focus on the inputs that are very wide ranging as far as estimate, or those in which you really guessed at what your input value should be. So those are the variables you should look at when you're doing your sensitivity analyses. For this example, we're going to look at two different variables that we want to do a sensitivity analysis on. One is the prevalence of the disease, and we have the prevalence of syphilis ranging from about 5% all the way up to 63%. In the actual literature, we did find literature that says the prevalence does range from 5% to 18%, which is throwing in the 63% as an example of a situation in which there may be one policy option that's better than the other. And the other one that we're going to vary is the ANC visits, the percentage of women who come in to a ANC clinic to receive treatment. And in Tanzania, we saw it range anywhere from 17% all the way up to 88%. Now, in our sensitivity analyses, we're only going to do one-way sensitivity analyses, where we're going to keep one variable still, and we're going to vary another variable. And so in this situation, we're going to keep our prevalence still. And our prevalence is at 10%. And our current status quo as far as ANC visits is 88%. But when we have our prevalence set at 10%, we're going to vary our ANC visits from 17 all the way up to 88% with the 50% in the middle. And we do the same thing for the other prevalences and the ANC visits that we stated earlier. We're going to use a prevalence of 5% and then vary the ANC visits to 17, 58, and 88. And then we're going to change the prevalence to 63% and again change the ANC visits from 17, 50, and 88. Now, remember what I told you before, you're going to want to do this in Excel. And the reason we do it in Excel is because it makes it very easy to do your sensitivity analysis. So this is how it looks on a still photo, but let's just move over to Excel and do these examples.